I say over 100,000 US dollars because which has the winners of the Future Africa Leaders Awards have made tremendous impact over the continent, which you should expect for an award that has been on for over a decade. The award follows the maxim and the conviction by the president of the foundation, Reverend Chris Oyahkilome, that Africa in the future of the African youth. We have seen in the nation of Sierra Leone, entrepreneur. We also have reports from the nation of Togo, where policies for youth, the national youth policy, after it has been deliberated upon, is first of all sent to the Future Africa Leaders Award winner from that nation for him to vet and make his own input. What an honor. Also in the nation of Nigeria, we have past winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award involved in political activism and awareness, leading drives where people are encouraged to register, people are encouraged to participate in voting, and our past winners have also been given observer status in the presidential elections, in the governorship elections, and the National Assembly elections all over the country. Also in the area of food security, past winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award have been recognized internationally, globally, and on the African scale, from the nation of Benin, from the nation of Nigeria, from the nation of Ghana, from the nation of Kenya. They have presented papers, have been involved in writing policies for the continent. Finally, I want to mention here that past winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award are already vying for political offices. In the nation of Malawi, we have a former Star Prize winner who recently contested elections and was also on the campaign trail for the presidential elections. Let's give the Future Africa Leaders Award a big hand. The winners of the award this year, only God can say where they will get up to. But we know that they are going beyond the skies, because for the winners of the Future Africa Leaders Award and for the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, the sky is not the limit. It is only a stepping stone. Having said that, and without further ado, I would like us to stand up on our feet to welcome up the stage for his welcome address, the highly esteemed president of the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, the president of the Love World Incorporated, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyahkilome, DSC, DD.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Well, I have a lot to say later tonight, so my speech at this time is not a long one at all. But I'm very, very glad that we have an opportunity to contribute to the growth and development of the African continent. Now, so much is done around the world for various nations, but the nations of Africa have a little bit of a shortfall. Sometimes you wonder whether they are forgotten. Well, not because they're forgotten, really. It's because most of the time, and in many situations, we don't realize that we can do a lot within Africa. We have the most resources of all the continents. This is the most blessed continent on earth. And yeah, and if we will harness our resources, we can be the real blessing to the rest of the world. What I just told you is not new, especially to those who look at Africa from outside, because they know what's here. Maybe we are the ones that don't know what's here. And what the Lord has led us to do in the last few years, while we're reaching the whole world with the gospel of Jesus Christ, especially encouraging young people throughout Africa to do much more for their nations and for the continent. Don't wait for handouts from outside Africa. You don't need the handouts. You have a lot more that you can give, actually, in medicine, in agriculture. And so it's a great celebration every year, actually. And millions of young people are involved in this. And I say congratulations to all the young people throughout Africa who have been a part of what we're doing every year. Congratulations to you. And we really encourage your efforts and thank you for your achievements. Tonight, we're going to recognize just 10 of all our nominees. And if you were watching the program on television and on the internet when we were showcasing the various nominees and their accomplishments, you would have seen that it was really, really tough. So much already done by these young people from across Africa. But the fact is, we have to limit our winners to just 10 of them, as difficult as that was. So if we don't call you, it's not because you didn't do very well. You did excellently well. We just had to have 10. So tonight we're going to introduce those 10. We're going to be calling them up for their awards, which they have greatly merited. And I am encouraged to know that so much is taking place throughout the continent. It shows Africa has hope. Africa is actually the new world. Don't forget it. Everyone wants to get a piece of Africa because here is where the real wealth is. Here is where the real good is. So don't be surprised about the interest, the renewed interest in Africa. And we are helping the nations of Africa to win and do well in their cause. Of course, we are interested in all the young people around the world, and we're doing a lot with them as well. But where the need is greatest, you give a lot of attention. Because the need is greatest in Africa, we are giving special attention to Africa. You may be surprised to know what else we're doing in nations outside of Africa, throughout Asia, South America, Central America, Oceania, and of course, United States and Canada and Europe. We're doing a lot in all those places. Praise God. It is my great honor to introduce and call up to the microphone tonight to give his address the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Olusegun Obasanjo. You're welcome, sir.
Please be seated. For me, it is nice to be here again. And I believe for you, it is also nice to be here again. And those of you who are not physically here, you must be enjoying watching us wherever you may be. Let me start by thanking God for making us to be able to gather as we have done for the last 13 years, as you have heard from my brother and the man of God and the founder, the initiator of the Future African Leaders Award Foundation. In the last 13 years, it means we have reached out to 130 young African leaders who have been encouraged, empowered to make meaningful contribution within their communities, within their nations, and within Africa to the development of Africa. I thank God for the life of the founder. I thank God for his wisdom, and I thank God for his empowerment. Let me move on to welcome my brother, the special guest for tonight, former President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, the good thing, and to some extent bad thing, about people in jobs that they have to be retired from is that when they have acquired experience, and like good old cheese, they are experienced and smellier and can be more useful with their experience is the time they have to bow out. It happened to all of us in government, and it has happened to my brother and friend, President Uhuru Kenyatta. But what I have found out, and I hope that President Kenyatta is finding out, is that out of government house is not out of usefulness for your community, is not out of usefulness for your nation, is not out of contribution to your people, is that we missed you last year, but we have